Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, and on this episode of the American Reveille podcast, we're going to tell you why President Trump is the ideological gift that keeps on giving. That's right, we're going to reveal to you the facts about how he's going to keep pushing the Patriot MAGA agenda far past 2021. Folks, stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing today? Thank you for tuning in. I know that we've had some sporadicness in the broadcast lately, but I want to assure you that it isn't anything crazy. We're not going anywhere. We are in the process of expanding, turning the American Reveille LLC, the company, into a large national network that encompasses many different forms of entertainment to empower the patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, we're working street teams in 3 states right now. We're working on expanding to all 50 states. If you would like to be a brand ambassador, if you'd like to be part of the American Reveille street team for your specific state and city, please email me, James Lane, at AmericanReveille.com. James Lane, American Reveille, Reveille.com. We're not asking you to contribute anything, folks. We will actually send you the materials. This is not a difficult thing, but it is much needed as social media is unreliable and nobody else happens to be or seems to be building a national street team, a national old school network to get the word out about what we need to do to bring this country together. So folks, if you want to help, I really appreciate that. And to those already helping, thank you so much. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are growing and it's all thanks to you. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, all right, now that we've plugged that, and please let me plug this as well, www.americanreveille.com. Come sign up for the newsletter. Come sign up for the website. Get your name in the hat, because in the next few weeks, we are going to be moving to an all professional, all brand new, big time, baby, big time pro website. So you're going to really love that. We got a lot of fun things in store and a lot of exciting announcements on the horizon, folks, on the horizon. But I wanted to start with this. I wanted to get your day going and let you know that Trump didn't go anywhere. He didn't disappear. All right. He was pretty much cheated out of an election. We can say this or that about a few things. I'm not going to go as far into the conspiracy realm to tell you that whatever happened in Italy was true or not true or this or that. But one thing I can verify is that there are so many discrepancies in this election compared to any other election in history. All right. So nobody's denying that things happened. They're denying the level at which things happened. And remember, no court has actually heard any of the evidence, only dismissing the cases based upon standing. You're not the right guy to sue for this. You're not the right gal to be standing here and talking to us about this. So nobody's denied that things have happened. They just didn't want to hear it. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about what he's doing. And if Biden can create some stupid fake company called the Office of the President-elect, so too can Trump create a force to be reckoned with. President Trump, folks, he announced the office of the former president. And this office will carry on the agenda of the Trump administration. Now, there's more announcements past this, and we're going to get to that, but I want to read this to you. I want to talk to you about it a little, get into the next thing, and then wrap it up so you know exactly where we stand as Americans. So this is Joe Hoft. This is Gateway Pundit, and we're going to start reading. For those listening, I'm looking at a beautiful picture of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus beautiful and fringed American flags in the background with President Trump right up front and center, arms spread out, beautiful black suit expressing his mission to the American people. It's a fantastic picture. President Trump announced he created the office of the former president, and he will use this office to carry on the agenda of the Trump administration. All right. So he announced it officially, right? He said on Telegram, he said that he's creating the office of the former president. And now that office, you have to understand, when you're trying to do national level things, you have to create a company or a corporation, LLC, something to actually manage what's happening. That's why when I envisioned the American Reveille, I never envisioned it to just be a podcast. It's going to be a national phenomena. And in order to do that, I had to create a company. And I had to pull people in and build a team and organize so that we can actually have an effect and have an influence on the societal fabric, the cultural fabric of this country, and push back against the leftist ideology in the form of entertainment, in the form of empowerment. Right, ladies and gentlemen, in the form of enlightenment, giving you the truth, but in a way that you understand, in a way that's fun. That's my method. This is President Trump's method. And obviously, he has a lot more money, so it's going to be a little quicker for him. Look at that beautiful seal there. The office of Donald Trump with the presidential seal there. The eagle grasping the olive branch, grasping the arrows. I believe it's an olive branch. I could be wrong. The E pluribus unum on the seal. Very nice seal. If you're listening and you get a chance, come to www.americanreveille.com. Take a look at this episode. And take a look at this beautiful seal. This is the statement officially from President Trump, January 25th, 2021 statement from the office of the former president-elect out of Palm Beach County, Florida, just 30 minutes north of where my grandma lives. Love you, Grandma. She's going to hate that I plugged her on the show. She's not talking to me right now because she's a diehard Democrat, and I'm apparently a traitor. Palm Beach County, Florida. Today, the 45th president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, formally opens the office of the former president. The office will be responsible for managing Trump's correspondence, public statements, his appearances, and official activities to advance the interests of the United States and to carry on the agenda of the Trump administration through advocacy, organizing, and public activism. That's a call for us, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your ears open. President Trump will always and forever be a champion for the American people. We have a powerful ally on our sides, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we the people includes all the people of this country and the president himself. All right. Donald Trump, he is one of us. He's returned to us from the public sector, and now he will be fighting with us side by side for the right thing in this country. All right. This is one of the first actions coming from the president since he departed Washington, D.C. President Trump was on election night. All right. He was up on election night by hundreds of thousands of votes in multiple states. But early the next morning, Democrat operatives added hundreds of thousands of additional ballots to the election. And by the end of the week, the states the president won on election night were flipped to Joe Biden. Any fraudulent activities related to these events have never been forensically audited, and the court cases surrounding the apparent fraud have never, ever, ever been allowed to present evidence. And that's what I was saying earlier, and that's what I'll say now to you. There's a lot of people that get mad at me because I won't cover things while they're in the realm of conspiracy. Now, I want to tell you this. I never doubt a conspiracy until it's proven or unproven, all right? Just like Steve Bannon says, there are no conspiracies, but there's also no coincidences. He says something like that, but I like how he says, I always screw it up, but I really enjoy how he puts it forward. And I'm going to tell you, it's very true because the stuff in Italy, for example, that everybody's brought up to me that they were upset I didn't cover. All we have is somebody in the back of a car talking about it and an affidavit from an old Italian guy. And who knows if it's a real one or not. Now, does that mean that what happened in Italy wasn't true? No, it doesn't mean that. It could have happened 1,000 times. And it might have happened. In fact, I completely believe hundreds of thousands of votes were added. I believe what Pulitzer says about hacking in and swapping votes. I believe that there was massive fraud. And I agree and concur that the facts show that, no, it's never been forensically audited and that the Democrats are trying to sweep it under the rug. Just remember, we try to be realists around here. So if you're going to email me with stuff, and I'd be glad if you did. I use a lot of stuff you guys email me. JAMESLANE at AmericanReveille.com. Please, please, please. But remember, unless there's actual backup, it can't be some guy on 4chan. It can't be someone claiming to be in the military, but they'd have no proof. It can't be some, just like the stuff we saw from England. There's that guy sitting there and he's got the crystal pyramids. You know what I'm talking about. You saw it. And he's like, Donald Trump is going to arrest everybody in the next week. And everybody's like, oh, this guy had like 19 cats and like 700 crystal pyramids. And this is the guy. This is the guy with the proof. We don't know. He's selling gem therapy on his friggin' website. I guarantee you, if you go to www.americanreveille.com, I will not sell you crystals. I'm not saying you can't like crystals. Some crystals are pretty. Some people believe stuff, but I'm not going to sell you something. I'm not going to pretend something. I'm not going to give you evidence and put my reputation in this company, this national movement that we're trying to put forward, that we will succeed at putting forward. I'm not going to risk that reputation on hearsay. So I'm not telling you I'll never cover things just because I don't believe them. What I'm telling you is that as soon as there's more than just hearsay and little trinkles, little droppings of evidence, I'll cover it. If the mainstream media doesn't want to cover it because they're biased against the right, I'll cover it. If they don't want to talk about it because it looks bad on the election, I'll cover it. But if you're telling me gremlins came out of the sky, parachuted into China, assassinated Xi Jinping, and friggin', excuse me right there, that's the sailor in me that came out, and friggin' dropped down into China, assassinated the CCP's leader and replaced him with a pod person, I'm going to tell you, no, we're not covering it. And I'm sorry. All right. So this is what I want, though. This is the real stuff. This is the stuff that really can push our movement. There is no violence in this. There's only peaceful activism. This is the right way to do it. If millions of us in one voice speak up, we have a chance to push against the ideology. We have to get past the communication barrier. The left really believes that we're racist. They believe that we're white supremacists. Look, I want to teach you something right now. I know we're going off the script a little bit, but I want to teach you something right now. When the left calls somebody a white supremacist, they are not talking about this. It has nothing to do with your skin. Okay? The left believes, in their woke dictionary, they believe that white supremacy is a mindset that's carried through the blood. This is some Nazi stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Some horrible, horrible stuff that the Democrats are pushing. It's real. That is not a conspiracy. That is a fact. They think that if you don't believe everybody should start at the same point and end at the same point in life, regardless of who you have to hurt to get it that way, you're a racist. That's what racism means to the left. If you hear the word equity and you don't agree with it, you're a racist. It does not have to do with skin color anymore, folks. And that's where the right is screwing up, because we're having to communicate. It's like going to another country and trying to speak English to a local person, and they're looking at you like you're nuts. It's the same feeling you get in the pit of your stomach, because we are not using the same actual words. They sound the same. They're spelled the same, but they are not the same. So stop arguing and start making a difference. All right. This is how you do it. And President Trump is setting the right example. U.S. elections will never be free and fair in the future until all fraud is investigated and adequately and independently addressed. The 2020 election was the largest steal in world history. Everyone but the president and the American people were involved. And I agree with that. They can kick me out. Listen, I'm already barely posting on Facebook on any of that. We're coming up with a new method. Like I said, we're doing the old school street team. Nobody else wants to do that? Fine, we'll fill the spot. And by the time everybody realizes they need to be forming street teams, we'll have our entire national system set up in the next 6 months. We're going to have logistics. We're going to be running eventual down the line, 6 months to a year and a half. We're going to be running a festival that tours. The people that were on and helped run the street team will have VIP passes to that. Remember, if you want to be on the street team for your city, JAMESLANE at AmericanReveille.com. JAMESLANE at AmericanReveille.com. We'll never ask you for any money. We will send you materials, ladies and gentlemen, and we will only ask you to talk to businesses and people that you already know, you already go to, and you already have confirmed are like-minded to us on the right, the full spectrum of the right, from conservatives to Republicans to libertarians. We are a mix of different colors, creeds, cultures, shades, different levels of conservatism. It's time we put our differences aside and do what the left does and use what they use against them, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, this isn't over yet, because President Trump's team today, they're going to announce the creation of 2 pro-Trump think tanks. All right. These are companies that are run by Trump's people that will come up with ideas, will generate operations, will generate activities to help fight for our cause and do it the right way. Folks, I'm going to say this real quick for you before we go through this article. Do me a favor. We're building a national company here. We're already an incorporated LLC. We have plenty of people working for us. You're going to watch this thing blow up in the next few months. All right. Trust me. We've done the math. We're doing it right. We have a bunch of business experience in the group, and we have a bunch of talent as well. And we're expanding on talent. If you're a talent and you have no company, you have no way to get out there, they're censoring the hell out of you, send me a sample, www.americanreveille.com. You can go to the contact form or email me directly, JAMESLANE@americanreveille.com. I will be your talent scout, my friend, and we can host you through the American Reveille. So check us out. Let us know that you'd like to be a part of it. But what I would like you to do, if you're just a fan, and I appreciate every one of you, we'd be nothing. We'd be nowhere without you. I was talking to nobody, to myself, for 4 months before you guys showed up. And I am grateful. All right. Kevin Costner taught me well. If you build it, they will come. You have come, and I owe you the world. I'm going to ask you something. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. When you see Trump build these think tanks, when they develop and they're looking for companies to work with, they're looking for places to go, people to come up with ideas, I want you to email these people. I want you to call these people, ring their phone off the hook, email them 100 times, and let them know that the American Reveille, all right, American Reveille LLC, we are all about enlightenment, empowerment, and entertainment. All right. We are an entertainment company. We are building a network across this country, and we can help President Trump in his efforts. So please, we got to get the word out, and we can't do it without your help. I want to read this to you. The 2 think tanks. I want to get you knowing what's happening, and then I want to get you on the road, get you out of here, folks. Those close to the president. And by the way, look at that picture. Look how stunning. Melania is such a royal looking figure, just such an elegant, beautiful woman. Like if this was 1,000 years ago, you could see somebody like this and somebody like that, Trump and Melania, being, the king and queen over a certain land, hopefully a nicer land. That's not what we're looking for today. But man, oh man, when you look at like the Obamas and the Bidens and these frumpy people that just have no intelligence in their head whatsoever. They're just conniving con artists. And then you look at people like this. You look at Melania with her perfect flowing hair, and President Trump with his welcoming smile, and all the proven things that these people have done for us, the people of this country, to lift us up out of this peasantry that the Democrats are going to put us back in. I don't think I would have had the money or the time to even conceptualize the American Reveille if it wasn't for President Trump lifting up the economy just long enough for me to get out of the hole that I was in. So thank you for that, Mr. President. And I think millions of us feel the same exact way. Let's read. Those close to the president are reporting that today 2 pro-Trump think tanks are going to be created. These think tanks are in the works and will be announced today. So scoop, let's see, Russ Vought, V-O-U-G-H-T, who led Trump's OMB, plans to announce these think tanks. They're aiming to provide ideological ammunition to sustain Trump's political movement. And remember what I said? We got plenty of that ideological ammunition. If you've been listening to the American Reveille podcast, you know that we do not pull punches, and we are just up this alley to give these folks a hand. Let's see what else is on here. Why it matters. The Center for American Restoration. All right. That's an advocacy. That's one of them. The Center for American Restoration and an advocacy arm, the America Restoration Action. All right. So remember those. Those are the 2 think tanks they're going to announce. The Center for American Restoration. Sounds like something that would go really well with the American Reveille. And an advocacy arm, America Restoration Action, will try to keep cultural issues that animated Trump's presidency on the public agenda, according to people familiar with the matter. And this is what we're hearing. Vought is teaming up this effort with Rachel Semmel, who ran communications for Trump's OMB, and Ashleigh Frazier, his former chief of staff. The Center for American Restoration will be organized as a 501c3 nonprofit and explore issues including voter fraud and the role of big tech and social media in disseminating information. And the America Restoration Action will be set up as a 501c4, a social welfare group with more of a focus on policy advocacy. Now, here at the American Reveille, remember, we are huge advocates for term limits, huge advocates for education reform, okay? Huge advocates for coalitions on the right, and huge advocates for taking the money out of the hands and the pockets of politicians, cutting lobbyists off. So this is all good since the Republican Party in the president's absence has made itself a subset of the Democrat Party rather than a voice for the 75 million Americans who legitimately voted for Trump. The current Republican leadership is more concerned about befriending the corrupt and criminal Democrats than standing up for America. And that's what we see every time, don't we? We always see the left coming back, doing something horrible, and the right that's elected, the political Republicans, going and saying, okay, let's work together. We're too honorable. Let's be friends. It's time that the right stands up and says, no, we won't be your bitch anymore, Nancy Pelosi. Although I feel Mitch McConnell may enjoy the bent over position, because at least it puts gold in his coffers. And that's really what this all comes down to, the political elite lining their pockets with our money. They always say that if all of the people that supported these elites, all the bent over people with the world on their backs, if they just stood up, it would be all over. Well, we're going to stand up. Every single one of us is going to stand up at the polls in the next 2 years. And you're going to see what changes can be made with a united right. The only way we can do that is with your help, ladies and gentlemen. It's with you guys coming together, putting your differences aside for the greater good of the American continent. All right? Because having a formidable America, a United States that's secure, that's energy independent, right? That takes care of its people, but also educates them correctly, that doesn't disrespect history. We will also have a better relationship with Canada, a better relationship with Mexico, our allies. Folks, dark times are coming because the Bidens are going to put us there. But remember, darkness always has a light at the end of the tunnel. Darkness isn't forever, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get through this together. And I wanted to bring you this good news. I wanted to show you that President Trump is doing some amazing stuff, that the American Reveille is doing some amazing stuff, and that we're coming together. All right. I know it's not fast for a lot of people. I know we've been trained by our phones and by social media to expect instant results. But folks, you're going to have to hang on for the long haul with me. It's going to take years, but we are going to prevail. I guarantee it. Folks, I really want to thank you guys for watching and listening. I thought this was a really positive episode I could put out. I really wanted to give you something different other than the doom and gloom that everybody else is putting out. I wanted you to see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I wanted you to see how the American Reveille can help and how President Trump can help, and all of these different things that are going around, the different networks that we are all building to sustain the right in this country. We might be being disrespected by the left, and we might be being ignored by the left, but we will not be forgotten, and we are not going away. And just like the silent majority roared in 2020, the silent majority is going to roar from here on out. Folks, do me a favor. Whatever you're listening or watching on, be it Apple, YouTube, any of this, all right? Subscribe, follow. Even if you're on a platform that we don't like anymore, there are still patriots there that need to hear our stuff. You need to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, hit the like button, share. Folks, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, 5-star rating, leave a written review. It helps us move up the rankings and wake more patriots up. We're here to inform. We're here to enlighten. We're here to empower. We're here to entertain you. Folks, I think we're doing a fantastic job of it. I hope you agree. We are going to be putting out much more content in the near future as we expand to having multiple podcasts, more bloggers, more writers. We are going to take the scene by storm, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, one more thing. Head over to AmericanReveille.com. Sign up for the Patriots Only newsletter, Project Underground Railroad. You'll get a mostly daily newsletter letting you know what we're doing, where we're at, giving you some motivation, giving you some facts, and letting you know the top stories of the day. On top of that, like I said, we're going to be transferring to a brand new, awesome website in the next couple weeks. It's going to blow your mind. All right, folks, it really is. I'm very proud of it. And I'm proud of the people that have been working very hard on it. We have a brand new article up this morning, Digital Extermination, Silencing the Cries for Freedom. This is by Michael Craig, and it is an awesome 5 to 10 minute read about how the social media entities, big government, big tech companies have realigned themselves and are taking away your freedoms. I don't want to give it away. It's not like anything you've read before on other sites. It's worded very, very well. And it was written by somebody in the military, but I do not want to give anything away. So I hope you enjoy it. Left-wing hypocrites, right-wing suckers, violence reigns while freedom fades. That came out the other day. Same with understanding how to use words, the best ancient weapon against tyranny. That was another great article. www.AmericanReveille.com. You're going to be missing out if you don't check these out. That's Reveille. Also, we're on Rumble. Okay, folks? We're on Rumble and we are on Odyssey. Rumble, you can easily come find us, all right? Right down here, all right? This is what our channel will look like. Boom. The American Reveille. We're going to get new art. Of course, we're going to get new art soon. Don't worry about it. That's where you can find most of our videos. And if you can't find them on Rumble because they haven't loaded up yet, they have a approval process. They get bogged up, that gets bogged up and is very slow. We are on a new platform, folks. A new one that I thought was very similar to YouTube and was really awesome. This is some alt tech inside info for you if you're still watching, folks. This is Odyssey, Odyssee, Odyssee. It feels good. It looks good. It's fast. It uses blockchain technology. If you were paying attention to the election, you know about blockchain technology. And right here, we have the American Reveille. Boom. Looks and feels just like YouTube. All our videos are here. Look up American_Reveille for Odyssey. And of course, everything I just mentioned will be in the links in the description section below. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an excellent day. And I'll try to get another video out to you guys tonight. Bye.